Very important about these miniature systems. Not only does the foot reflect all the body parts, but the foot also reflects all of the energy systems in the body. So my arm has a channel here, a lung channel that goes up and down the arm. And the arm shows up in the foot as on the outside because we see it's on the outside. Now what we found is that that same energy channel shows up on the outside of the foot. Now what that means is that all of these channels in the body are on the foot. So if I find a sore spot on the foot, it's producing a healing response on the body that's balancing the whole energy system. This tool here, just by rolling on your feet, you can balance the whole energy system. And I've done tests where I've made these weak, and there's been a number of experiments that we've done that verifies this. So that one of your most important tools for overall health and healing is just to put this on the floor and roll back and forth and work all the sore points out, because you'll be balancing the whole system. And I'm very excited about that part, because there's, while you're watching TV, you can be healing yourself. And most of us watch a lot of TV, so we'll be a very healthy country.
Whatever you say.
Now the channels, or the energy system we talked about, are identified by different organs of the body. So we have the lungs, we have the large intestines. All these are channel systems that are just ways that we've set about to identify where the points are. And then we measure different points along there by measuring the width of the thumb, which is a body unit, which is called a cun, C-U-N. The width of the thumb is how we measure how far these different points are from the wrist, or from the, from all the different places. So it's a way that we can measure that. So 2 fingers are 1.5 cun. 4 fingers are 3 cun. So that's kind of the way that we mark on this. Okay. Now, that information will be important for you, because in many times in this material I'll show you the general point, and then there will be a written description that you'll have to, at first figure out, well, how far is this away from the thing? But once you find the point and work with it, you'll pick it up easily. So it's not something that you have to go back to the points each time. Once you find the points that relate to your problem, you'll be able to work with it, and they're easy to remember. All right. Now I want to go through quickly a few points here. Okay, this is the urinary bladder, or UB60, and it's on the outside of the crown, the outside of the foot here. And it's a large space, and you would just put pressure on the outside with this. When we stimulate this point, the body produces the healing response here, and as you can see here, it comes up the leg, and we get a healing response that comes all the way up into here. Sometimes I've worked with a complete system of points on the head for headaches, and none of them have worked, and I've gone to that one point at the bottom of the heel, and within 15 seconds a person's headache's gone. So as you work with different points, you'll find one that works for your condition best, and one of the reasons is because it radiates to different parts of the body. All right. Next point here is T5. We find this 2 cun up from the crease in the wrist. And this is for shoulder problems, a number of different types of things. Now, I'm not going to go through all the different problems that each point relates to, because there's a large number that will go to different problems, but they're all SP6. Again, we're working from the crown. Now, I call this the inner crown, but if you go to many of the texts that are used to describe it, it's a very complicated name. So the inner crown is just the bulge on the ankle there, and you measure up 3 cun, which is the width of your wrist, or width of these 4 fingers, and you'll find right up against this bone is a very sore spot. All right. Now, stomach 36. This one's very important. This is the point that most traditional Chinese texts will refer to as the longevity point. So it's the point that will build your immune system, give you a longer life. I've even heard people say that they guaranteed that if you worked on this point, it would give you a longer life. I don't know how you would follow through on the guarantee, but all right. With this point, you come to the bottom of the kneecap, you measure 4 fingers down, or 3 cun, and then you come to the outside of your leg, and there'll be a groove in here between these 2 bones, and you find the spot in there with the Acu-Key or your tool, right in there like that. It's usually easier to do when you're sitting down. All right. Now that point is one of your most important for longevity. Most textbooks will refer to this as one that builds the immune system and will be very sore for a number of different types of problems.